People are all the way dragged into the fractal phenomena of the universe, giving them signs, synchronicities, urges to do certain things, and unexpected negative emotions bubbling up inside. But to really work through your actual feelings, this is the road to success though. When you talk about really making come true the twin flame promise, communicated to you in so many very colorful and deeply spiritual ways. So it is difficult and intense because, 1, you have not yet integrated the high frequency the twin flame phenomena point to. That's true. It is a high frequency that we're talking about, and it starts to penetrate your life in these extraordinary ways, with signs, with urges to go to a certain country, to do something unusual for you, to look up certain information that you wouldn't have otherwise ever thought of, to look it up. By numbers, by pictures, by smells, by so many creative, colorful things, by dream images, by feelings in your meditation that sweep you away. That is how that deeper frequency is presented to you. I understand, and I also have experienced many of such things. But what it points to is that you have not yet integrated that high frequency in your normal body, in your normal life, in your normal energy field. And that is why it stands out to you so much. That is why you are flabbergasted by it. That is why you are totally floored by what happened. That is why you are beyond exhausted from this spiritual vision, or this the umpteenth sign that you read in your surroundings of the universe today. It is because you have not yet integrated that frequency. It is because you have not yet fully taken it on and made it your home where you just naturally live. That is why it is overwhelming. That is why it is so intense and so difficult. When you would do the actual inner work that is required for twin flames to reach their state of consciousness of harmonious twin flame union, what it is all about, what you really desire, then you would still have signs, you would still have colorful urges, but they would actually be so much integrated in your daily life experiences that they don't stand out that much anymore. They're actually become the norm. They are all around, all the time, non-stop, but you know, you live there, so that's just your house, that's just your body, that's just you getting visions all the time. That yes, they're guidance, it's beautiful and it works, but you live there, so it's normal. It's not overwhelming anymore because you have processed all the feelings that made it overwhelming to you, and now you just live there. There's nothing overwhelming about living on a high frequency. It's just your norm. It's just beautiful, good. It is happy. It is fulfilling. But it is not flooring, it is not abnormal, it is not intense, and it is not difficult. So that's happened when you've integrated it. So when you are totally floored, it is because you have not integrated yet enough for you to truly live there and have made it your home. And there's nothing wrong with that. We are all there one day, and we develop further, and we all need to do that further development to make that come true with our own effort. Nobody can do it for you. it's totally normal for it to take effort and investment from you, and for it to take time, although time is an illusion. And then you will also arrive there. So you really can count on that, that it will happen for you too once you've done that work. And the reason that you have negative emotions unexpectedly bubbling up, and that is also feeling strange to you, that is because from all these new signs and symbols penetrating your life where you've not integrated yet, you get a reaction inside of you, and that is that anger comes up, that fear comes to the surface because you have not integrated it yet. It is something that touches what is inside of your inner world. It pokes your inner anger that was already there, but you weren't conscious of it. And now you also become conscious of these unconscious negative, so-called negative contents, and they start to come out, and you're surprised by that. So that is good to know that is indeed what happens. And yes, these are the things that you will purge on the way to making that the norm and going to live there. All of it. Then you will be in harmonious twin flame union. 2, you resist feeling your actual feelings. This is a choice you can make for yourself, to really feel your feelings, to really cry if there is grief, to really be angry if there is anger, and make anger walks every morning 1 hour so that you can, process that energy that it has. When you've chosen to feel your feelings, things will start to fall into place for you. This is crucial, to not make it so difficult and intense. This is the trick, so-called, to not have it be so overwhelming, to not be wiped out and tired and, well, God knows what, from what you experience, what comes at you. Now you start to feel your feelings because that's what you've chosen, and that will help you. It will actually guarantee that you will arrive when you do feel your feelings fully and to completion, and all of it, right? You will get to harmonious twin flame union. It is often the resisting of feeling the feelings that is bothering us. And it is something that happens a lot, to resist feeling the feelings. We've often been socialized and grown up and live in a society that has the norm of not feeling your feelings. Sometimes really like it's forbidden to feel your feelings, or it is like unwanted to feel your feelings, or there's no space for you to feel your feelings. You do that alone, or I don't want to know anything about it. And yeah, that's a problem, that's problematic, but it's also not problematic, but because you can choose to change that now by making the choice to do feel your feelings. Okay, so that is just something that you can do for yourself, and of course you can create a safe enough space for yourself to indeed feel your feelings. Take some time out of the day, every day, that you can be alone in your safe room with the door closed, where you can really go deep with that and really allow the tears and allow the anger, and yeah, really have time for that. Why not? It's a very good idea to some sort of all these years from the day that you were told not to feel your feelings when you were 3 years old or something until now. And all these feelings, they need to be felt still. And then you've come in the now. And then in the now, there can be a lot more because you're really deepening in a twin flame journey, and that can cause up to bring up so much feelings that need to be felt from the depth of your being that you hadn't even thought of. Well, and all of that, then you can walk that in, that you can like, yeah, make sure that you come in your feeling now, so called, right? And that's just really the best thing that you can ever do. And we do have the 4-step key tool, and it is very much given to you and explained to you in the Facebook community. If you want to become a member, you are very welcome. And this key tool does work with your feelings, and it also makes sure that you process your feelings and do it in the right way that is fully processed. And that's why I made that tool, because, you know, it is so difficult. And I even made like an introduction course that is the 13 steps to feel your feelings and know what they are and stuff. So if that's like difficult for you to even know what this means, then I would really suggest you take that course first. It's available in our YouTube community. And also underneath the video in which I explain the key tool, and that video is twice on my YouTube channel, so that's where you can find that introductory 13-step course as well. And we need this like introductory course because in the key tool you're not only going to feel your feelings, but you're going to do it in such a way that you also turn everything around. And that is like the crucial step that really makes it twin flame feeling your feelings, that really makes it the inner work fit for twin flame work. So that's good to know. Yeah. So that you don't resist feeling your feelings anymore, and then you will not experience the twin flame journey unnecessarily difficult and intense. 3. You only know a denial and full disappearing into the phenomena, and have not yet experienced the empowerment of standing in the flow of it as consciousness experiencer that is changed by what flows through you. So this is really another way of saying essentially the same. You might have already gotten that, but I think that it could clarify a lot for you when I say it like this nevertheless. So maybe you have strange phenomena that feel very, very deep to you. Okay, that's what it is. But you could be doing it like this, that you're like in denial of it. Okay, it happened, but when I'm like going to my work and try to live my life, I actually try to deny it and repress it and push it away, and you do as if it's not happening. That's the denial. That's one thing that you might be familiar with. And another part that you might be familiar with is, okay, there are all these movements and demonstrations of that deeper spiritual level, that high vibration in my life due to the twin flame phenomenon. I'm quite sure of that. But when it happens, I just fully disappear inside of that phenomenon. I fully float out of my body into that realm of pure light, pure spirit. I completely lose my daily life. I can't function anymore for days or even weeks or months on end. And it takes me over. It is too intense. I'm floored and much beyond that. You know, then that is the other side of it. You're disappearing into the phenomena. And what I want to address here is that means that you may not have yet experienced the empowerment of standing in the flow and being there and staying there and being someone that meets that flow of the high vibration. You meet it, yeah, maybe something is touched inside of you that brings up more anger, and then you process the anger, but you keep on standing in that flow, and that will be your focus. That will be your norm. You meeting, you standing, you letting that flow of that high vibration come through you, but you're there to meet it. So you're the conscious experiencer, and you're also being changed by that process. You acknowledge that. I am changing, things are changing. I am trying to establish a daily life in which I gradually get things out and bring other things in that feel much better and that are much more conducive to be the experiencer in the flow. So then it really helps and you don't need to deny anymore or float away on it. And I did come up with a bonus idea of why it is so difficult and intense and a possible solution, and that is because you haven't accepted yet the full consequence of your divine twin flame calling. These things have consequences, and you might resist the consequences. You might be like, yeah, that can be that this person, this woman, this man is my twin flame. Yeah, but you know, they live in another country and I don't accept that. It's too difficult. Yeah, but you know, they're married and I have no idea how that would even work for me to wait until that is changed, or for me to change that, or both of it or none of it. I don't know. This is too difficult to accept. I don't accept it. And then you haven't accepted it and you've denied it, and it will become a difficult and intense phenomena for you. So that's what I mean. When you haven't accepted the full consequence of your divine twin flame calling. Maybe you already feel like far away, like or deep inside of your heart, like, oh yeah, I do want that. But you know, if I do that, if I really go there, if I really choose that, you know, then my ego won't survive. Then I will need to change things. Then I will not be able to complain anymore about my life. Then I will accept my power in the divine light. And that goes too far for you. That is not acceptable to you. You don't want that consequence, whatever you're afraid of. So now you've created a difficult and intense experience. And you can resolve that by accepting the twin flame, what it changes for you, and that it will ultimately bring you heaven on earth. When the divine feminine starts to do the actual twin flame inner work that is called for, she might become resentful though. Because why doesn't the divine masculine do his part? Well, good question. And I do have a video that answers that one, and you will find it here in a couple of seconds. I will see you right there. Love from Petra.